Easy now, swannboy here and welcome to warrobots. Today we're going to be talking about the top 11 heavy weapons. So let's get this started with number 11. Is the Avengers. Now these weapons are incredibly good because of the low price and the low time to actually upgrade them. It only takes 127 million to upgrade this from level 1 to max level, and it'll only take 21 days to upgrade it all the way to MK2 level 12. So you can't really grumble at such a low price of only 2,500 silver, but I still put it at number 11 just because it's not as effective as it used to be. Coming in at number 10 is Thunders and Glory. Now I'll go over the Thunder first. With the cheap price of 127 mil, the same as the Avengers, these weapons are incredibly cheap and easy to get right at the beginning. Pretty much these weapons come with every single robot that you get with a heavy weapon slot, so there's no investment in gold for this weapon. Also, it only takes the same amount of time to level it up as the Avengers, so it's 21 days. Now we're going to be talking about the more expensive and premium weapons. Now let's start with the Glory. Now it comes with a price of 270 million to upgrade it to max level. Also, it'll take you 37 days to upgrade it to max level if you're not using any ads or if you don't have any premium. Now this weapon is amazing. If you just want to blow a robot's weapons off, get close, get personal, this is the kind of weapon that you really want to be using. Sitting comfortably at number 9 is the nucleon. Now if you're looking for infinite ammo where you never have to take your finger off the button, this will probably be your kind of weapon. But I would suggest that you let your weapons cool down every now and then to get the max amount of damage possible out of it. Now the low price of 400 million, I'm rounding it up because it's getting close to that kind of figures now, and 80 days to upgrade it from MK1 to MK12 without VIP and without using ads is extremely high. This is why I can't suggest you actually leveling this weapon up. If you've already got it, just leave it alone. There's a lot better weapons nowadays to be leveling up. Electrifying the battlefield at number 8 is the calamities. If you're struggling with lag, you're lazy like me and don't want to actually aim, struggling with hitting Fafnirs, these weapons are great. They do have a very short amount of ammo clip, so there is a bit of a disadvantage. It does cost the same amount as the nucleon, so you're going to be like 400 million silver, and it will take 80 days to upgrade. I think most of the weapons from now on will be that kind of like price and also upgrade time, so I'm not going to keep on repeating myself. They do have a disadvantage where you have to actually lock on, so that can take valuable time when actually trying to hit a target, so bear that in mind if you're planning on upgrading these weapons. Freezing up the battlefield at number 7 is the glaciers. Now if you're struggling with shielded opponents or anything like that, like the shell, you're going to have no problems whatsoever. They do have a short range and they do have a short burst amount of damage, but if you want to play peekaboo, these are the kind of weapons that you would like. They also come with a major advantage of being able to build up status effects really fast, so if you've got the right chips, these are the right weapons for you. Coming in at number 6 is the incinerators. Now if you want to turn your enemies into a walking bomb, these are the weapons that you really want to use. Throw on some microchips like lockdown and suppressions, you're going to have fun all day long with these weapons. Incredibly powerful. Now they do have 500 meter range, so you can take advantage of that. They also cut through resistance as well, but they do have a major disadvantage with having such a small amount of ammo in the clip. Coming in at number 5, old and reliable Redeemers. Now these weapons have incredible power up front, 5-second reload. These are great at 350 meters range, good at close range. You can't grumble when you've got these kind of weapons on your side. If you want to take advantage of the maximum damage that you can do with these weapons, I would suggest using a lockdown chip. It just makes it so much easier to hit your targets. But they do have some major disadvantages with shielded opponents like the Shell, the Bulwark and the Arthur, so that's something to keep in consideration if you're planning on leveling these weapons up. Coming in at number 4, the name says it all, the Devastator. Completely terrifying. If you've got any tank build, these are the most horrible things to face. The ability to do damage and them not being able to heal it is amazing, especially if you're fighting some proper meta players, because Most of them use advanced heal, so you'll have an advantage over them. Now, the only bad part about this weapon in particular is the 200 meter range that it has. It is incredibly hard to get close to your targets if they're using anything with a longer range than you. They're not going to let you get into range, but if you've got a fast moving robot, you're going to have no problems. Or even if you've got a tank yourself and you're using it, you're just going to be able to walk up to someone and hit them. But you've got to take it into consideration when you're leveling this weapon up. You might not be able to always use it to its max potential. Burning up the battlefield, number 3 is the Embers. These are great weapons, close range, brawly weapons. They do amazing considering they work on the tick damage, that's damage per hit, and how frequently they hit. You can do amazing damage. Don't get put off by the low amount of damage that you see when you're upgrading it, because you get so many ticks of damage that hits your opponent, they're not going to last long. Now, the advantages that you have is that you can hit through physical shield, which is really good at this point of the time in the meta. But bear in mind that it's incredibly difficult to hit the enemies with this at max range at 300 meters. So it's better if you get close range with these, or if you're using a lockdown chip or using a lockdown module, it makes it so much easier to use these. Just before we get to number 2, just wondering if you could hit the like button and subscribe. It makes a massive difference to a small channel like me. I also wanted to thank everyone that supported my channel so far. You're all legends, really are. I do appreciate it a lot. Number 2 is the Bane. These are brilliant corrosion damage weapons that shoot very similar to the Ember. They actually shoot faster than the Ember, so you can build that tick damage up even faster. Now, they do have a bit of a disadvantage where they've got 50 meters shorter range than the Ember, but at the same time, if you're getting that kind of close to them anyway, you're not going to have a problem with these weapons. I've won a couple of these weapons, and they're my main objection to level these up next. These are going to be my replacement to my Ember, so that's why they're my number 2. Last but not least is the Hell. Now, you probably already guessed that it was going to be coming up because it's an amazing weapon. It hits at 600 meter range, does full damage at 600 meter range, also very good at building accumulation, has freeze, so you get 20% more damage when you're using it. It was the easiest weapon for me to actually get footage of. If I've missed your favourite weapon, leave it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it and to hear your point of view. If you want to see the best robots to be using these weapons, just here.